Hi Scorpio, welcome to your week ahead taroscope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're sun, moon or rising sign Scorpio, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they speak to you. With that said, if you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you. And if you are new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for your key to the week this week, you have the Hierophant card. Where is it that you are having to interact with the authorities? This could be literally with your local authority, it could be with the government, it could be with a bigger institution or larger establishment in some kind of way. It could also see you tapping into the energy of the status quo. Over the course of this week, Scorpio, we've got that powerful full moon right out of the gate in the sign of Scorpio on the 26th or the 27th, depending on where you are in the world. And in a lot of ways, this is putting a highlight or a spotlight on you. Now, the thing is, right, Scorpio doesn't necessarily like or seek the spotlight. You know, when it comes to it, you perform very well because you usually know a lot about everything that you talk about. You know, very intelligent people. I know some wonderful Scorpio people. However, it is fair to say, even if it is a generalization or even a stereotype, I'm sorry to say it is very true that you don't like to be in the limelight or in the spotlight. Unfortunately, this week you don't have a choice. You don't have an option. Whether you're a sun, moon or ascendant sign Scorpio, the full moon taking place in that part of your chart is putting you under the astrological spotlight in some way, shape or form. One of my first astrology teachers always said, if you want to hide something, don't ever try to do it under a full moon. The reason being is because everything is being revealed around that time. So in some way, shape or form, you are being highlighted. Now, where you're interacting with governments, local authorities, where you are interacting with the larger institutions in some way, shape or form, the way that you are being presented, the way that you're being seen or portrayed is exactly as you are. And I actually really like that for you, because very often when you dig beneath the surface and they finally let you in, what you find with Scorpios is somebody that often has a pretty good set of morals and a fairly decent a fairly decent amount of integrity. So this week, allow yourself to be seen. You might be surprised at how you might be surprised at how well that helps you get across. So for your actions and options this week, you have the Star card. So in some way, shape or form this week, you could be getting a powerful glimpse into what your future holds, into what your future is really trying to deliver to you. Or you could be getting a glimpse this week of where the path that you are currently on is going to lead, where it's going to take you. So for those of you that are applying to banks, bigger institutions for financing, for funding or anything like that, pay attention to the connections that come up this week and also the directions that you have to take. Now, because your actions and options is about what you do and you know who you associate with, this is about finding your people. This is about finding your tribe, connecting to your people, or people at least that are on a similar wavelength. Now, where you need to interact with these larger institutions, governing bodies, etc., it looks like you might find a kindred spirit, and very likely to be in a place that you didn't expect it, or from a source that you didn't expect it. So this week, whatever your weird and wonderful is, whatever your freak flag is, fly it high and proud, right, and mighty, because this week you might find that is the thing that ends up connecting you to somebody that matters. For your communications and conversations, you have the Eight of Pentacles. Work is very much on your mind this week. There's a lot going on in the work sphere, in the professional sphere. I think there's going to be some big conversations. You could, like I said, be interacting with somebody that is in a position of authority or power. You may even be rubbing shoulders with people that you hadn't expected to just yet, which I really like. For those of you that are working for somebody else, big shake-up going on in your work sphere. Whether this is the company itself, whether it is the people in the upper echelons of power or the upper hierarchy, there are definitely shifts and changes going on there, and I think you might be surprised at what some of the shakeouts bring. For your those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, love this, because it suggests that your work is going to see you aligning with a big institution, and in some way, shape or form, this could be in the online sphere. So you might be getting the shoulder tap from, you know, an institution or what is considered like an establishment within your chosen field or niche, which is amazing. You know, this is great. I actually really like this. Like I said, this week, whatever that astral spotlight is putting on you, it's only going to reveal really all of who you are, right? So let people see that you're awesome. If you do have something to hide, maybe lay low this week. Jokes aside, for those of you that are retired or no longer working, I think this is going to see you really starting to question the use of your time that you are making at the moment. Maybe this is going to see you saying, okay, you know what, all right, maybe I'm not going back to work, but how can I use my time more effectively, or how can I brush up on skills that I already have? For your money and materials, you have the Justice card. All right, so it does look like there is potentially a very big contract on the horizon of some sort, especially those of you that work for yourselves. You could find that, I don't know why, but the feeling that I get, because the image that I've got in my mind is literally of like somebody hold it like, you know, the carrot on the stick. Only this is like a golden carrot, do you know, with like diamond leaves. Do you know what I mean? Like whatever it is, it's got the potential to be truly wonderful for you. What I will say to you though, it is the Justice card. So if you're going to partake in this golden carrot, expect to work harder than you've ever worked before. Expect to have to sign something that really locks you in and locks you in tight. The reason I say this is because the Star card tends to be things that are very long term. In terms of its time sequences, it's usually 17 to 21 years. Now, that's not to say that, you know, you sign this contract and you sign your life away, but it may not be as easy to get out of as it is to get into. So just be aware of that this week, all right? And then when it comes to your physical health and vitality, I mean, the Justice card usually talks about your kidneys, your lower back, and that whole sort of area. The only thing is that I will say to you, because you've got the Star card here, you may overindulge on the liquids, whatever they are, whether your, you know, whether your personal brand of poison is coffee, alcohol, what's the other, I mean, there's not really much besides that, is there, that you can drink that's considered, you know, not good for you in excess. But I suppose anything is bad for you in excess, but you get my point. Pay attention to what you're ingesting in terms of the liquids this week. And then when it comes to your home and environment, there's commitment coming in here. There is you committing to a new path. Maybe for some of you this is buying a new home. For some of you this could be selling the home that you're in. For some of you this could be buying or attaching something to the home. Very, very possible. If you're looking to make a big technological purchase this week, that's highly favoured as well. In fact, yeah, I think you're probably one of the few signs that I would say would get away with it this week, which is cool. And then for your love and relations, look at this, you got the Ten of Pentacles. So something about the home specifically, as in the place that you live in, the dwelling, right? Especially for those of you that are partnered, comes up this week. And like I said, it could see you interacting with a local authority, you know, not even a business, like we're talking about an institution or an establishment. But the money looks good for you. Whether if you're in a partnership, if you're in a relationship, the money looks good this week. You know, I have no challenges to it. And then for those of you that are single, look, something about your work is coming up for review, and it may be that the new work or the new job either prompts a move or is going to, actually it's either going to prompt a move because the commute will be it just won't make sense, but the job does. That's the really weird thing about it. It's like, the job is a great opportunity. The place that the job can take you is a wonderful opportunity, but it might come with a commute that doesn't make sense. And so this could see you considering, okay, you know what, maybe I'm thinking I'm going to have to move, or something about the living situation will have to change. And then finally, when it comes to those of you that are single, if you are meeting somebody this week, it's very likely to be through your work. One of the things that I will say to you though, and it's weird because there's nothing here that suggests it, but it is a feeling that I have. If you are meeting somebody through your work this week, you need to be very, very sure about what the connections are that you aren't aware of. And I know that sounds really stupid, because you're probably thinking, well, if I don't know what the connections are, how could I guess what I'm trying to say is you need to consider all angles. You know, the reason I say this is because relationships can be tricky when work is involved, especially if there are serious or, you know, big contracts. So just be aware of that, and keep it in mind. If you meet someone that, you know, really switches you on, just do some digging before you go straight in, you know, straight in for it. But all in all, I think this is going to be a great week for you. Lots of major card energy here, lots of earthy sort of energy here for you as well, which is great. It's grounding that moon, which is going to be very, very potent. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.